Welcome back to Crossroads of America, Level 2. You've now passed Level 1 and Level 2. You're almost the way through. You've done Mission 1 and Mission 2 and Level 2. This is the last Mission for Level 2 before you are ready to try to level up. So I hope that you are excited and that you're ready to take some good notes and learn about Indiana and the Ice Age, which was the topic of Mission 3. Our mission objective is to describe how glaciers shaped Indiana's lithosphere. There are two vocabulary words in that mission objective, glaciers and lithosphere. Look back through your notes and find out what those mean, but we'll also talk about them during this lesson as well. Our challenge questions are, what was the Ice Age? And it's not just a kids movie about Manny. What did glaciers do to Indiana's land? So the land, scientists think, was one way, and then after glaciers came through, it changed. How did it change it? And what are Indiana's three regions called? Those are the three challenge questions that at the conclusion of this video, you'll need to be able to answer on your own, because those are the three most important questions that we talk about in Mission 3. Let's review the big question for this quest. What is special or unique about the geography and culture of Indiana? Recall from last mission in this level, we learned about the two main types of landforms in Indiana, plains and hills. Plains are in the northern two-thirds of Indiana, and hills are in the southern one-third of Indiana. Indiana also has many waterways. Lake Michigan helps Indiana give its identity as a Great Lake state because it connects Indiana to Canada and to the Atlantic Ocean. Indiana also has very many important rivers, like the Wabash River. That's the largest. And Fort Wayne is actually founded on and situated on 3 rivers, and that's to help with transportation. Let's first talk about the Ice Age. Here you see a picture of how scientists think the Earth looked during one of the Ice Ages. First, understand that Earth's climate has changed over time. How it is today isn't how it was many years ago, and how it is today isn't necessarily how it will be many years from now. Earth's climate changes over time. Scientists call the time in which Earth had a long period of low temperatures an Ice Age. During the Ice Age, scientists believe that glaciers covered Earth's surface more than they cover it today. So there are still glaciers on Earth today, mostly in the northern part and southern part of the world, very northern and very southern, around the North Pole and South Pole. But during the Ice Ages, and scientists believe there was more than one Ice Age, the glaciers covered a great deal of Earth's surface, much more than it covered today. And you can see from this picture a rough estimate of how scientists think the Earth was covered by glaciers during one of the Ice Ages. Here you can see a different perspective of those glaciers during the Ice Age. You can see this is more focused on North America and the United States. During the Ice Age, scientists believe that glaciers pushed into Indiana 3 different times. Indiana's lithosphere, or lithosphere means land, was changed because the movement of these glaciers. Notice the bottom of this glacial sheet does come into Indiana, which is right here. So it did cross Indiana, scientists believe, at one time or another. Because it did that, scientists believe that it created landforms such as plains, valleys, hills, and lakes. Glaciers flattened much of Indiana, causing it to leave behind fertile soil and very many underground deposits of water and minerals, which are very good natural resources that we still use today. Scientists believe that glaciers helped form the Great Lakes and many of Indiana's rivers and lakes. Remember, lakes are found in the northern part of Indiana. Indiana has 3 regions, and these 3 regions were shaped by the glaciers that came to Indiana during the Ice Age. They're called the Northern Moraine and Lakes. You might also see them referred to as the Great Lakes Plain. the central till plain. You might see it also referred to as the Tipton Till Plain. And then the southern hills and lowlands. And there you see from the map a general picture of where the different regions are located in Indiana. The northern moraine and lakes stretches across the northern part of Indiana. The land in the northern moraine and lakes was flattened by glaciers, causing many small lakes and large mounds of sand called dunes to be formed there, and they are still there today. The central till plain covers the center part of Indiana. That's why it's called the central. Central means center. Rivers wind their way through the very rich farmland. Remember, the northern two-thirds, so that would be northern moraine and lakes, and central till plains has a lot of good fertile soil where farmers plant some pretty important crops. Rivers wind their way through that rich farmland. Indianapolis, our state's capital, lies right in the middle of the central till plain region. And then finally we have the southern hills and lowlands. Scientists believe this region of Indiana was never really covered by glaciers because they melted before they got there, leaving the hills untouched. So they've kind of looked at how the hills are compared to other places in the state, and they don't see a lot of erosion or weathering. Those are things that we'll talk about in science later this year. And so they determined that that's why glaciers really didn't come that far south in Indiana. So this is our mission. It was pretty short. Make sure that you've answered your challenge questions. Make sure that you are ready to study for your level up after taking the review quiz. It's important that you study and take that review quiz because some of the questions on the review quiz will also be on the level up. Don't forget there will be an essay question over this content that we learned during this level. After you complete this level and you receive an 80%, there will also be another geography skill check. Remember to get your notes signed by your parents because you will not be taking your level up until they are signed. If you have any questions, please let me know.